Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's continue our game of Steins Gate Elite on Nintendo Switch. Oh, I should remember that it always starts on a new game. I've seen it somewhere, and recently. Where was it again?
John Titor. ああ、ジョン・タイター？オカリンが言ってたのって今アットチェンで祭りになってるやつのことだったんだな。
それは偽物である可能性もある。俺が言っているジョン・タイターは10年前に現れた方だ。
10年前にも現れたん？同一人物？
とにかくジョン・タイターがセルンのことについて触れていた。
I don't remember all of it, but there's one thing I'm sure of.
タイターはこんな予言を残した。すなわち2034年までにセルンがタイムマシンを完成させると。
おお、タイムマシン。まさにタイムリーな話題じゃん。でもそれって10年前じゃなくて今のタイターも言ってた気がする。
10年前だろうが今だろうがどちらでもいい。それより気にならないか、ダル。
No, hold on a second. Okay.
この奇妙な符号はシュタインズゲートの選択である可能性が高い。
タイターって信頼できるん？
信頼できるかできないかはどうでもいいのだ。俺たちと奴は今タイムマシンというキーワードでつながっている。そのタイターが言及したセルンについて念のために調べたとしても損にはならないはず。ダル、セルンについて詳しく。
オッケー。僕のセルンフォルダが火を吹くぜ。セルンは世界最大の素粒子物理学の研究施設だよ。ヨーロッパ素粒子物理学研究所だとか欧州素粒子原子核研究機構みたいな通称で呼ばれることもある。スイスとフランスの国境近くジュネーブ郊外にあってさ、古いところだと HTML や HTTP ワールドワイドウェブを生み出したところってんで有名。
ワールドワイドウェブだと？それってインターネットの？
ビンゴ。 URL の最初についてるやつ。
He means HTTP www thing. CERN invented that? All I know about CERN is what I read in Titor's book. I never knew they were that amazing.
日本じゃそんなに馴染みはないけど、日本の研究チームも現在進行形で参加してたりするのだぜ。
セルンはどんな研究を？
基本的には素粒子物理学かな。世界でも唯一セルンしか持ってない超でかい実験装置を持ってるんだ。 いわゆる粒子加速器ってやつ。低速汎用子蓄積リング、陽子シンクロトロンブースター、大型電子陽電子コライダーで、ラスボスは世界最大を誇る LHC ラージハドロンコライダータン。 LHC はセルンの地下にある全長約27キロのサークル状トンネルに設置された粒子加速器なんだよ。陽子同士をそのトンネルで加速させて衝突させることで未知の素粒子反応を起こそうって実験を去年あたりから始めてる。まあ実験開始前はその実験でミニブラックホールが作られちゃうかもって噂もあったな。そのミニブラックホールに地球が飲み込まれる、宇宙がやばいみたいな。
Mini black holes? I'm pretty sure Titor said the same. His time machine used mini black holes. Are the things he said about CERN true? All this LHC talk seemed to light a fire inside Daru, so we decided to go to Sanbo after all. We continued our conversation over a couple of beef bowls.
あるわねえよ。セルンが公式に否定してる。もし仮にミニブラックホールが生成されたとしてもエネルギー量はすごく小さいから生まれた瞬間に消えるね。地球を飲み込むなんて全然無理っしょ。
だが火のないところに煙は立たない。
According to their official announcement, they only began experimenting in 2008. That's suspicious. Of course, that's assuming Titor's story is true. Some of Titor's predictions were on the mark, but most weren't. I'm also perplexed by how everyone around me seems to have forgotten about Titor's 2000 appearance. There's something important in Titor's tale. Or at least I want there to be.
俺だ聞いて驚くな。悪の陰謀の匂いを嗅ぎつけた。ジョン・タイターとセル。その2つの言葉から俺が言いたいことは分かってもらえるはずだ。ああ、そうだ。奴らは機関とつながりがある可能性が高い。偶然だと？おいおい、あまり俺を失望させるなよ。何？根拠だと？そうだな。あえて言えばささやくのだよ。俺のマッドサイエンティストとしての直感がな。奴らは世界を滅ぼそうとしている。ああ、ミニブラックホールによってだ。だがもしもその技術を俺たちが横取りすることができたらどうかな。当然だ。俺を誰だと思っている？全てはシュタインズゲートの選択だよ。エル・プサイ・コングレ。
お前は一体誰と戦っているんだ？
As we return to the lab, I notice a familiar woman fixing her bicycle in front of the Braun Tube workshop. Daro, his head filled with thoughts of hacking, went upstairs ahead of me. I stayed to observe the woman. What was this girl's name again? I think it was something like Arama or Amore? Oh, right, Amane. Amane Suza.
君たちって何してる人？
前も言ったはずだ。俺たちの秘密に踏み込めば貴様も危険に巻き込まれる可能性があると。
未来ガジェット研究所って言うんだよね。
なぜ知っている？俺は説明した覚えはないぞ。まさか貴様機関のスパイ？
ポストにそう書いてあった。
そうか。
I lower my guard. Why didn't she just say so?
知られたからにはしょうがない。簡単に説明しておこう。ただしこれは他言無用だ。我ら未来ガジェット研究所は世界を影から操る闇の機関に対抗し、その支配構造を破壊するために活動しているのだ。ふーはははは。
へえ。その闇の機関ってセルン？
そうだろ
おお、やっぱそうなの？あいつら抱きすべき連中だよね。
Did she just say contemptible? I thought I was the only one who uses words like that in normal conversation.
なぜ俺たちが今まさにセルンにハッキング中だと知っている？
ハッキング中なの？今？
Me and my big mouth.
いいからこちらの質問に答えろ。なぜ俺たちとセルンの関係を知っている？
それはいや実は昼間話し声を聞いちゃってさ、ここに立つと窓から聞こえてくるわけ。
The window? Come to think of it, it was open, and daughter and I were talking loudly. But can you really hear us from here?
私、昨日からここで働き出したんだけど、これが予想以上に暇でさ、今日だけで 4,5 回は外に出たね。客来ないかなーって店の前で索敵しちゃったね。
Reconnoiter? She's some kind of secret agent?
その時に2階から君たちの話し声が聞こえちゃったわけよ。気になってついネットで調べちゃった。セルンの黒い噂についてもバッチリ知ってるよ。
Damn, we were careless. Looks like we need to close that window when we discuss sensitive matters from now on. But if we do that, the lab will turn into a scorching hell. Damned if I do, damned if I don't.
とにかく絶対に他言無用だぞ。
あ、わかった。これでも口は固いから任せといて。
All is quiet inside the Braun Tube workshop. Mr. Braun's not here either.
店長はどこへ？
たった今、君のテレビの修理が終わって出てったよ。
He probably went to see the chipmunk. He disappears during business hours every now and then. Whenever I ask him where he's going, he always says something like, I am picking up my beloved daughter up from school, or my beloved daughter has a cold, with a huge grin on his face. From Faris, original sin level rising. It's from Faris. Should I reply? Kyoma. When operating in mundane worlds, you're supposed to be discreet. Yeah. You don't want them to notice you. Remember, the summoning has taken 2,000 years to prepare. If it fails, everything will be ruined. Although I suppose that might make things interesting. Yeah. What are you scheming? There, I should do it.
つうわけで直ったテレビはこれね。お代は1000円でいいってさ。
Damn manager. I bet he gave it to us just so he could charge repair fees.
毎度あり。じゃあ持ってっていいよ。
まさか一人で持っていけと？
え？違うの？持ってきた時も一人だったんでしょ？
Don't you know it takes 10 times more effort to go upstairs than down? Defying gravity is no easy task, woman.
手伝ってもいいけど。そっか。もう力仕事も女がやる時代か。
誰も貴様に手伝ってもらおうなどとは思っていない。というより、貴様のような女子に手伝ってもらうことなど、この俺のプライドが許さん。
おお、今の男らしいじゃん。私惚れちゃうかも。
騙されるものか。貴様、嘘をついている。
なんで嘘って思うの？
それはこの俺の能力の一つ、カラーリングジェントルマンが反応したから。
能力？
This power allows me to see through lies. Liars appear to glow red, then they die.
あのさ、君みたいな能力者って他にもあまたにいるわけ？
いるわけがなかろう。この俺がスペシャルなのだ。
そっか、あまたにはいないのか。びっくりした。でもいるって時点ですごいな。やっぱセルンのせいで退化したのかな。でもさ、戦闘になれば相手の嘘を見抜く力なんて意味なくない？やっぱ 1000m 級の長距離狙撃を命中させられるとか、いかに効率よく相手の関節決められるかとかの方が重要だと思うな。
What the hell is she talking about? Is she a survival game otaku? No, wait. Don't tell me.
貴様、さては機関のヒットマンだな。ミス・ゴルゴというコードネームで呼ばれているだろう。誰に雇われた？
いや、誰にも雇われてないし。っていうか、ゴルゴって何？
Her confusion is suspicious. The ringtone is starting to piss me off. It's most likely from that male demon shining finger.
なんか渋い顔してるね。死亡通知でも来た？
あ？
例えだってば。
What the hell is a death notice anyway? Do those even exist?
嫌な知らせでもあったのかって聞きたかったわけ。
似たようなものだ。
This girl is hard to get a handle on. I really shouldn't let my guard down around her.
IBN5100 というレトロ PC にやたら執着している女がいてな。
IBN5100？
知っているのか？
You know about them? Okapi-kun, I want you to reply to me already. I've been waiting, you know. And please tell me Super Hacker's address when you can. If we don't get cracking, someone else might get to the IBN 5100 first. Moika.
あ、うん。
そうか。IBN5100 の都市伝説は有名だったのか。
Maybe that retro PC is more popular with female otaku than I thought.
そうそう、都市伝説で知った。君はどの程度まで知ってんの？
IBN5100 を実際に探し回ってみたが、結局秋葉にはなかったというオチは知っている。
そっか、そりゃそうだよね。
何か知っている口ぶりだな。
いや、知ってるような知ってないようなって感じかな。私は知らないけど、遠い知り合いが知ってて、それをちらっと聞いたことがあるみたいな。
貴様、何者
？IBN5100 についてもさ、興味深い情報教えてあげようと思ったのにな。そんな目で見られたら教える気なくなっちゃった。
そもそも俺は IBN5100 になど興味はない。
I'm more concerned with CERN right now. Solving one of Akiba's mysteries won't topple the organization's regime after all.
貴様を信用できる要素が一つもない。その面白い情報が真実であるかどうかもわからない。
うわぁ、そこまで言う？確かに私、挙動不審だけどね。じゃあさ、教えないけどヒントだけあげるよ。そんで分かりそうで分からないもどかしさに身もだえちゃえ。実は IBN5100 には隠された機能があるんだよ。
A hidden function? That reminds me, I'm pretty sure John Titer from 2000 said something like that. I searched through my memories.
確か IBN5100 には独自のプログラミング言語がどうたらこうたら。
嘘！なんで知ってんの？なんで？
I only vaguely remembered, but it looks like I hit the mark.
能力名サイズハング。俺は貴様の心の内を読み取ることができるのだ。
何それ？反則！
すべてはお見通しだ。天音鈴葉、観念するがいい。
とにかく IBN5100 には隠された機能があるの。 AP エリアベーシックが普及する前に書かれた IBN の独自のプログラミング言語も解読できちゃうのってさ、驚愕だと思わない？
John Teicher did say something like that 10 years ago, and right after that, an IBM engineer officially admitted to that function's existence.
今や IBN5100 でしか解読できない失われたプログラミング言語があったりするんだよ。
The reason Teicher traveled to 1975 to obtain an IBM 5100 was because he needed that function. Maybe Moeka wants to use it too. Or maybe not. Shining Finger doesn't seem like the type who'd know about that sort of function.
だから IBN5100 ってすっごくレアな PC なの。
So, IBM 5100s are super rare. Maybe if I get one, I could sell it for a high price. That could be a good way to raise research funds. But first, I have to deal with CERN. I wrapped up my conversation with Suzuha and made my way up to the stairs to where the lab was. Or to the lab where, seeing Daru hacking away, I took a quick nap. By the time I wake up, a few hours have passed. A refreshing breeze blows in, softly brushing my cheek. That is exactly where I left him before I fell asleep. he's sitting in exactly the same position. Not much has changed beside his typing speed. Now he's muttering to himself. I guess he hasn't had any success at hacking yet. This is from Lococo. Locaco, I made sweets. I baked cookies today. I had everyone in my family eat some, and got their seal of approval. Would it be okay if I baked some for your lab friends, Master? Oh, and it would be great if you could teach me some more techniques with Samadari whenever you have time. P.S. I managed 10 practice swings today. Should I reply? Yeah. Cookies. Well done. We warmly welcome your refreshments. In fact, you can come cook for us every day if you want. I'll even provide you with a maid uniform. There, I should do it. I take a cold Dr. P out of the fridge and quench my thirst. Then I kick back on the sofa and start browsing a channel on my phone. What perfect timing! Taito is currently posting in the thread. Let's see, John Titer. The Everett Wheeler model is correct. Please look it up and learn more. It seems you're still clinging to preconceived notions of time. Time does not simply run from past to future like a car in a one-way street. To be more specific, the laws of causality do not allow contradictions to occur. If the result of an event, the effect, is changed, the event itself, the cause, also changes to prevent a paradox. That's why there are so few people who can observe changes in divergence. Divergence being the worldline's percent difference from the standard. Die, troll, you claim to be a time traveler without any proof. Stock trends, please. I'm counting on you, Mr. Time Traveler. If you can't observe changes in divergence, then how can you possibly measure it? Oh, I know. Your time machine has a magical device that measures it for you. Oh, and you still haven't explained how our research institution conquers the world. Details, blocks. Oh no, humanity is doomed. What has science done, JPG? Lol, noobs responding seriously to a troll thread. This Titer guy's a shitty troll. Don't you people have anything to offer besides insults? How about contributing to the discussion, plebeian scum? If you assume that time doesn't flow in a straight line, then the idea of time travel is much easier to swallow. In such a scenario, a time machine traveling to the past doesn't need to fight against the flow of time. I say Titer's points have merit. By the way, Titer, I'd like to know more about CERN. What can you tell us about their current activities? Tell me which horse wins the next Emperor's Cup. I'll bet my entire life savings. Everett Wheeler model equals many words interpretation. Basically, that means parallel worlds. Or many worlds interpretation. What's with all the stupid name tags? This Hoin Kyoma is more annoying than Titer. You call yourself John Titer, but you're fluent in Japanese. Writing in English would at least make it seem more realistic. Can I ask you a favor, Taito-san? My mom died last year in a Shibuya earthquake. If I stop my mom from leaving home, then I can undo her death. So please, lend me your time machine. You're gonna believe this time traveler without proof? Are you an idiot? Go for the juggler, lol. Preconceived notions or not, since we can only experience time in a linear fashion, it's only natural to believe that that's the way it works. This thread fails to deliver. How does it feel to be called scum by a guy with a name like Hoin? No. Kudagohan has the stickiness of a virgin. Thank you for the new topic. Breaking news, 2010 will be over in 4 months. Lol. Time's gotta be a one-way street. I don't know anything about time travel or the concepts behind it, but I feel like the many worlds interpretation makes sense. Time machine usage fee, 500 yen per ride. Does this count as verbal abuse? John can't debate to save his life. Hey, don't rush Professor Titer. He's working hard to come up with a story right now. Will the infinitely diverged worlds converge somehow? Isn't Hoin Kyoma supposed to be John Titer's friend? Or is he a foe? Maximum Chuni Power Lamau. Only the chosen one can observe the divergence. Cool story, bro. Convergence isn't inevitable. Maybe things will just keep expanding and expanding. The time machine only costs 500 yen to ride? Now that's a bargain, la la la. John Titer is obviously an alias. I'm gonna borrow the time machine, gay. From what I gather, it seems relatively easy to change history. Waiting for the curtain to be pulled back on this troll. Explain why there's a porn mag in the rice field in 10 words or less. So the parent-killing paradox can't occur. I wonder if history as we know it is completely different from the original. Please let me borrow the time machine too. I want to get myself a better face. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? The flow of time is often compared to a river, but according to Taitor, it seems more like a lake. Johnson can observe the changes. Only 500 yen a ride to Lamaf. I'm gonna go back in time to become a famous light novelist. I'm gonna plagiarize the fuck out of my favorite authors, but it won't be stealing if I get it published first. It's possible that I was never even born in our original history. Shut up, that's real threatening, lol. Absolutely disgusting. So what's a worldline anyway? I just want money. Awesome Chuni vocabulary. Laws of causality, Dragon Slayer, antinomy. I shall lend you the time machine for your noble cause, said John Titer. However, you must be good looking. Tell us more about the time machine that measures divergence. If I could get my hands on the time machine, I'd make sure I got born into a rich family. Must be good looking, huh? Lol. Rest in peace, me. Ruffle mile. The power of money is incredible. That's all subjective. Living is hard. I'm also curious about CERN's sudden heel turn. Hey guys, life isn't all about money, just 90% of it. Life is a crappy game. Is CERN yandere? I can't live without meat buns. Is deja vu's related to divergence? Just a gang of mad scientists. Let's say they do create a time machine. It would be dangerous for any single nation to take control of it, so they probably decided to control it themselves. Power corrupts, and what has more power than a time machine? Sorry for being human garbage, lol. You claim that time isn't linear, so please let me know how to go back in time without a time machine. Someone learn to stop worrying and love the H-bomb. Money is power. It'd be dangerous for any nation to get their hands on a time machine. What's this world divergence rate? If worlds converge with other worlds, then I might still have a chance to turn my life around. Power changes people. All nations are bastards, Lamau. Your memories will be rewritten the moment it converges, dude, lol. Time is money, they say. Even respected organizations have scumbags working for them. Humans are fucked the moment the first time machine is complete. It would be in the best interest for NEETs for the world to not converge. Skata bombs. Time Senpai has noticed us a little too much. Maybe CERN was my younger little sister this whole time. 14 out of 10 people are complete scum nowadays. It sounds like you're largely indifferent to the fact that time is not a one-way street. This proves that most of you are still clinging to your preconceived notions. Your resistance to change, from my perspective, is deeply concerning. I think I realize now how this dystopia came to be. Every time a significant event changes the divergence rate, the past is rewritten according to the law of causality in order to prevent contradictions. For example, let's say we move to worldline B. In worldline B, this internet forum @channel tragically never existed. Once you move to the new world, or new world line, your memories of reading and posting on this forum would be erased and replaced with memories of other actions. In other words, changing the present creates ripples that change the past. I already covered CERN yesterday. If I were to add anything, I would suggest that you take what they say with a grain of salt. They have already succeeded in creating micro black holes. Kurigohan and Kamehameha. I desire only to quench my intellectual thirst. Unlike you closed-minded fools, I reserve judgment until I've heard what Titer has to say. And then I'll make contact with Titer and acquire his time machine for myself. The great mad scientist, Hohin Kuma, will have the last laugh. Suck it, sleazebags. Tell me stock prices or fucking die. I won't believe it until you tell me. See, that's not reconstructing the world, you idiot. That's altering people's memories. Who the hell can alter the memories of nearly 6.7 billion people? Do you realize how stupid that sounds? I think I would have noticed if someone went and screwed with my brain. And what does any of that have to do with the many worlds interpretation? Do some research, lol. Micro black holes, la 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 la. Wait, the future's a wasteland? That means I can be a road warrior and ride a mod buggy, right? I'ma go get me a Warhawk. Anyone know where I can buy a spiked shoulder pads? I checked CERN's homepage. It says they've been experimenting since 2009. Can they really make black holes? What the hell's going to happen? Does Titer have a mohawk? God, that's fucking Mo. Are you implying our brains make the world? Are you saying the universe is a giant tree and we're the branches or something? That's some evil level bullshit right there. Go back to 2036. Is this how you replied to a specific person? Thank you for showing me. Reconstruction of the timeline and alteration of people's memories. I think they're essentially the same thing. Why are you so intent on saying they're different? With a few exceptions, nobody can keep their memories across world lines. They are reconstructed along with everything else when divergence changes. What's a road warrior? So, Huahin is just another loser who wanted to get a hold of the time machine. Fucking lol. So, this is the official form of the apocalypse. Gwahaha! Well, your face is deeply concerning from my perspective. John Titor is so trash. We have fun here. Hmm. 19 hours have passed since Daughter started hacking. Night gives way to a refreshing summer morning. Daughter hasn't slept in about 68 hours, but he still won't get off the computer. I curl up a bit and turn my attention back to @channel. Life in 2036 is very different from what it is today. Most people live on farms, growing their own food. All forms of commerce and communication are restricted. There's no travel, no internet, no railroad even. Most people never see another town, let alone a city. Science continues to advance, of course, but the vast majority of people do not benefit from that progress. Technology belongs only to those chosen by CERN and the Committee of 300. It's very peaceful, at least on the surface. There's none of the conflict you see in this era. There's no war? How's that possible? How did CERN resolve the situation in the Middle East? Wait, what have you got against world peace? Sounds to me like CERN is doing humanity a favor. This Titor guy stole a time machine from CERN, didn't he? He's the bad guy here. Die in a fire, terrorist scum. The world in 2036 is governed by CERN. All nations, even America, have disbanded their armies. To put it simply, civilization has returned to an 18th century level of technology and exists under a communist system of government. Except now, that system works flawlessly. Right now, you should be asking yourselves how that is possible. How does a system of government that collapsed in the 20th century exist without any discontent? The answer to that question is the reason I am here. Yes, I am a terrorist. There are others like me who fight against CERN. We think of ourselves as the resistance, but there's no denying that our actions are a kind of terrorism. Anyway, I want to hear more about the many worlds interpretation. You said it's been proven by 2036. How? I knew you were a terrorist. How many have you murdered? What if my kids is among them? Maybe I really should kill your father. Protect the future! Stop beating around the bush. Give us answers. You're one of those old men who participated in the student riots, aren't you? Filled your head with a bunch of bullshit, now you can't tell fact from fiction, am I right? Delicious nationalist tears, la la la. CERN probably figured it out. They've got a time machine to experiment with, right? See, that would make you no better than Titor. If you're willing to face the consequences, then go right ahead. Titor, question. Did World War III take place as scheduled? Why did you come to this particular time? Did you find an IBM 5100? Is John Titor plugging for the commies? I thought that went out of style years ago. I thought Titor was crazy, but this Hohin guy is even crazier. Get a room, guys, lol. World War III, lamau. Isn't there supposed to be an IBM 5100 in Akiba? As I've explained previously, my purpose for traveling to this era is to change the future. Posting on this forum is my way of sounding an alarm. While it may be meaningless after the world lines converge, I just need to get the information out there. What do you mean by World War III? Is this something I said in another world line? I'd like to speak with you more. If you can send me an email, I'll be sure to reply. I'm happy to accept emails from people other than Hoihin too, as long as they are serious inquiries. I will post my email address here again. John Titor at egweb.me.jp. Get out and stay out, scum. Pretty gutsy leaving your email address in a trash place like this. I like it. I have a lot of questions too, so I'll write you someday. You and me are gonna be BFFs, Titor. He ran away, lol. Alright, Daddy's gonna write you a serious email, psych. Hey, quit it, you guys. You sent him enough titty pics. Titor-kun's gonna get a hard-on. This thread is now officially Hohen's watch list. Get out while you can. My discussion with John Titor weren't making any sense. Titor, lol. Time traveler from 2036, lol. CERN takes over the world, lol, lol. Not even Titor himself seems to know about the Titor from 10 years ago. Who needs to shut up, lol? I've never heard of any title from 10 years ago, lol. It's hard to imagine that everyone on @channel is conspiring against me. But how else can I explain it? Out of options, I decided to email Titor directly, just as he told me to. He audaciously exposed his own address on @channel. I guess that's his way of saying bring it on. In my email, I questioned the difference between his post now and his post 10 years ago. The current Titor hasn't even acknowledged the latter. Subject, sorry for the sudden mail. In 2015, World War III breaks out. Many people die. By 2036, the world is a nuclear wasteland. John Titor travels to 1975 to obtain an IBM 5100. The IBM 5100 was necessary to revive technology lost in World War III. The IBM 5100 has a hidden function, the ability to read IBM's proprietary computer language, which predates APL and BASIC. But only certain IBM engineers are aware of that function, so it does not appear in the manual. In 1998, Titor meets his younger self and his parents in America. John Titor was a soldier who volunteered for this mission. John Titor is an American. Furthermore, in 2000, Titor correctly predicted the outcomes of some future events. The Peruvian coast earthquakes in 2001, the election of a new pope, the outbreak of the Iraq War, China's advances in space, and so forth. Though he only talked vaguely about each one, they all came true. On the other hand, other predictions went unfulfilled. For example, the Y2K bug, Civil War in America, the cancellation of the Beijing Olympics, the inauguration of America's first female president in 2009, and so forth. There's more, and let's leave those aside for now. I decided to ask him why those predictions didn't come true. Alright, let's send it now. This is your litmus test, John Titor. Show me your true colors. From Suzuha. Let's see. This is Amane Suzuha. First email. Thanks for exchanging addresses with me yesterday. I finally made a friend here. Yay! Don't worry, I won't email you too much. And I might be slow to reply, too. I'm kind of new at this email thing. It's okay to laugh at me. Should I reply? Where were you living before? There, that should do it.
Ohayo! こんな朝早くからどうしたのだ?
2人が2日連続徹夜って聞いたからね。差し入れ買ってきたよ。
そうか。それはご苦労。
It wasn't really 2 nights in a row thanks to my afternoon nap yesterday, but who's counting?
じゃーん！おでん缶！マユシーからのプレゼントだよ。1個270円もするんだから大事に食べてね。
最近バナナや唐揚げは食べ飽きていたところだが、今後もこの差し入れで頼む。
さすがにしょっちゅうおごれるほどマユシーのポケットマネーは多くないのです。あとバナナや唐揚げはマユシーが大好きだから今後も続けます。あとね、他にもあるよ。はい、じゃーん！ライネットソーセージ！あのね、おまけでウーパのボトルキャップがついてくるんだ。すごく欲しかったから買っちゃった。
Something tells me that in a few months' time, this lab will be neck-deep in Oopa goods. There are only a few things right now, like the cushion on the sofa, but that number is sure to grow exponentially. Alright, let's stop it there for now. This is audap. You've been watching Steins Gate Delete on Nintendo Switch. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.